So this week what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into castle nodes. Now last week I done a video about castle sieges and I didn't really jump into the castle nodes part of that. With the information we have and how much we do have, I thought I'd make a separate video and kind of explain that a little bit because not many people are covering it at the current minute in time. So without rambling on anymore, I'll just jump right into the video now and get amongst it all. So guild castles have 3 nodes next to them which are very close in proximity, and the castle nodes exist outside the node system. They're not normally affected by the activity of what happens around them like normal nodes are. They cannot go any further than stage 3 and are excluded from the normal systems that affect nodes like citizenship, the zone of influence, freeholds, governments and whatnot. These nodes are always military nodes as well. When a guild first takes over the castle, they'll be non-existent. The guild owning the castle must develop these nodes in order to enhance the defences of the castle in preparation for an upcoming siege or a potential siege. Members of the guild that own the castle will be classed as citizens of these castle nodes. However, it is not the same as being a citizen of a normal node, and it won't affect you being a citizen of a normal node either. So you may be asking, how do castle nodes actually work? Are they similar to actual regular nodes, or what's the ins and outs of it all? Well, castle nodes need to be leveled during the 3 weeks a guild first owns the castle. So how do you do that? Well, with castle nodes, they can be leveled by either the guild that owns the castle or the alliances of that guild through doing stuff like questing and leveling up the castle nodes, and it does not take as much time as it does to level regular nodes, so it's kind of on a sped up basis. At the end of the first 3 weeks during server prime time, I plan to be on the weekend, so obviously Intrepid thought about this. You hit us with a 2 o'clock BST time on a Tuesday. Most folk are at uni, school or work, so it would kind of be stupid, so this is a no-brainer to have it on the weekend at prime time, which is fairly decent to get the most activity and people involved, and it's just more convenient. What will happen is the nodes that are within the castle's region will generate NPC caravans that will move towards the castle nodes, and these caravans are going to be full of castle taxes, so think a shit load of gold, which potentially you'll want to attack if you're one of the enemy guilds out there or someone looking for a bit of gold or a bit of loot. It's important that the guild owning the castles though, or their allies or your allies potentially, protect and escort these caravans to the castle nodes, as well as citizens of the nodes that are within the castle's region. They're going to be automatically flagged as defenders of these caravans and they can't attack them, which is fairly decent to stop the ball ache of people trying to fuck you over and the political drama. There's going to be enough of that, so this kind of balances out a little bit, which I actually do like. The enemies of the castle owning guild are just guilds wanting to siege the castle for a chance of owning it, will want to attack these caravans, not just to be able to grab the loot from the caravan, but also because it will disrupt the tax collection, which will in turn reduce the defensive ability of the castle nodes and therefore the castle itself. So if you're hitting these and you're taking the gold away, what you're doing is you're forcing these guys to maybe chip into their own pocket or lose a way of them progressing and strengthening up the defense of these castles. So when you do hit that castle, it could potentially be a lot easier for you. So it's definitely beneficial financially, and it's also a very war strategic goal or thing you should be using as a tactic against these guys. And not only that, completing these caravan quests are very important to the guild owning the castle and its alliances, as it will unlock services and functions that will be useful for them, and it will also increase the defences of that castle. If the guild owning the castle and its allies fail to level up the nodes during the 3 weeks, it will put them in a disadvantage when it comes to the castle siege. If you want to know more about castle sieges, like I said, you can check out my previous video, a lot of details in there, but I'm not going to dip into it right now because that's a totally different video. Obviously having a castle is going to be quite limited. It's going to be to the set super organised guilds, and I imagine these are going to switch hands fucking loads. But as I say, I won't dabble into that on this video because it's on the other video. But there's many reasons that you'd potentially want to own one of these castles, or at least aim down the line as your guild grows stronger and bigger to actually get involved in this. And what I'll do is I'll kind of list off now at the minute what the current benefits are, but do bear in mind during Alpha 2 testing, a lot of this will change and a lot of things will differ when it actually comes to full launch. So obviously, why would you want to put this mass amount of effort in and organisation just to kind of run own one of these castles or own it or build up its defences? Well, some of the benefits are, for example, you'll unlock additional buildings within nodes that are within castle region, potential control and manipulation of one of the 5 economic regions that are within castle regions, activate events and abilities that will benefit the node's citizens under the castle's rule or region. These could be similar to recently announced node policies, controlled taxes coming from nodes within castle's regions that will help build up defences of the castle. These benefits will increase the longer the guild holds the castle. You'll also be able to get trophies which may provide other benefits, but we don't know a lot about at the minute. But there's so many benefits, and that's not just the reputation or the financial benefit of owning these, and also just the fun and enjoyment you're going to get out of it. So what I'm going to do is, as well, I'm just kind of going to cover a little bit more on the castle regions, because I know there's going to be some questions, so I'll kind of add this in there as well. Castle regions are going to cover 1/5 of the world of Fedder. Castle regions can overlap node zones of influence and economic regions, and the castle region is static and will tax all nodes within its region. And getting into what actually are castle taxes and what do they do, well, as we know, castle taxes affect nodes within the castle region. The monarch, so basically the monarch is the guild leader of the guild who owns the castle, sets a tax rate. It goes towards upgrading defences, maintaining the castle nodes, providing buffs and providing benefits to citizens of that region. And obviously, as we've said, they're going to be carried to the castle nodes via the caravan system we talked about before. And if you want to know more about caravan systems and how they work, I'll pop the video up above. I do have a very detailed video on that, and it's a pretty fucking awesome little system Intrepid's placed there, so definitely check it out. Castles don't just affect taxes though, they also affect crop yields, resources and events. Not just that, part of the taxes do go towards castle improvements and whatnot, and the remainder goes to the guild for whatever they choose to use it for, whether that's, you know, certain guild members are really putting in effort or maybe need some help, and they can kind of dish that out. So there's going to be a big incentive to kind of getting these and a real financial gain. So I could see us definitely down the line trying to test it out or go for it during Alpha 2 or post launch, but we really do need to know more. We need to know how competitive and how many men you really need or alliance strength you need to hold these down long term. What I can say for sure is it's a unique system. I really do like it, and the way they've done it is pretty fucking awesome. I'm definitely going to want to take part in it, and even if you're a PvE, I would try and say, like, get involved in this stuff, just give it a go. Like, you've got nothing to really lose, and this is part of the game. I think the way they've implemented it is potentially gonna change, and kind of the way it's set up during Alpha 2, but overall these are the foundations, so I imagine even post launch this is kind of the way it's gonna work or how they've planned it to work. That being said, we could get in Alpha 2 and it could be a shit show, there could be exploits, potential bugs and whatnot, but I'm sure they'll fix them, sort it out, and by the time we come to launch these things pretty flush and, you know, a real enjoyable experience and definitely a competitive one. If you do want to continue the discussions after the video, we do have a guild Discord, it's also a community Discord, feel free to join in there. We do want active members who are going to contribute and talk. We're not looking for dead accounts, folk who are just creepily sitting there and not really getting involved. We do keep it factual, we keep it updated with the latest information, and that'll be consistent because we do have a long-term commitment to Ashes of Creation, and unfortunately or fortunately we are sad nerds and we really are well into this game. But as always, I do really appreciate you watching the video. Drop a like, give it a share, and let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think? Do you think they've got this node system bang on? Do you think they could implement more? Have you got any ideas yourself that Intrepid could maybe learn from? Or do you think Intrepid's actually got this perfect? Really do appreciate you watching the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.